Welcome to Labor Relations 101 for the members of OPSU Local 417. I've been asked by the communications team to put together just a couple of minutes to kind of explain the background of the process and how we've got here. So typically in bargaining, we work under a collective agreement. Our job as the local union is to communicate to you over the course of the collective agreement. When a collective agreement is winding up, we have to reach out to our members and get an understanding from them what the issues are that occurred over the lifetime of the collective agreement, what needs to be renegotiated, what needs to be looked at and bargained again. So when the collective agreement expires, both parties, typically the union, will provide notice of intent to bargain prior to the expiry of the collective agreement. Our collective agreement expired on September 30th. Our intent to bargain was delivered back in June. Our bargaining team was selected prior to that back in February. So they've been spending a lot of time getting to know what the issues are, getting to develop what our bargaining platform would look like. And by now you all know it. You should know it by heart. It is the issues around academic freedom. It's about job security issues for our partial load members. It's about equal pay for equal work and collegial governance. So those are the issues that our bargaining team came up with. So the process ideally was that they get together at the bargaining table. The early days of bargaining happened back in July. Our bargaining team were faced with, significant hurdles by management. By now you've heard that they approached our bargaining team with an offer that they thought would address all of our concerns. It was an offer that the support local of and support of OPSU, the faculty support or the support group of OPSU ended up accepting, which was essentially a bargaining reopener for them. And so they've added on to their term of the collective agreement, and they thought the same thing could fly with us, and it didn't. Our bargaining team had the intent and the strategy put forward to address all those concerns that I just previously mentioned. So their bargaining team was faced with just being stonewalled from the get-go at the bargaining table. Bargaining team wasn't really bargaining any issues. There was no back and forth or exchange of dialogue. There was no intent by management at the bargaining table to move on any of those key terms that our bargaining team saw as really important to our membership. So the bargaining team has been stonewalled up to the point where they thought that they needed to reach out to the membership and give a voice to the membership and get them to provide a strike vote, to provide them with the impetus, the solidarity, the vote of support to say that we believe in what the bargaining team is putting forward and we're prepared to put our jobs on the line and strike if necessary to achieve the goals of the bargaining team. That strike vote, as you all know, had a provincial mandate of 68%, which the bargaining team went back to the table and said to management, this is the mandate, we need to bargain. It's important to note that under the College Collective Bargaining Act, management had the opportunity as of September 15th, before our collective agreement expired, to put forward an offer. They could force an offer to us to vote on, and they could have done that as early as September 15th. They chose not to do that for reasons unknown. That was their strategy. It appears all along that they weren't going to bargain a collective agreement. So at the end of the day, they went back to the table after September 15th with that strike mandate. Bargaining really didn't occur. There was still the same stonewalling occurring and the same challenges. We all know what happened consequently to that. They bargained up to October 15th, thinking that there was going to be movement. There was no movement on the management side. We had to engage in the strike, the ultimate industrial action, on October the 16th. So from that time, we sat out on the picket line. We've been maintaining the position that we were there, willing, prepared to bargain, and management has not been. So we've been at this point. Management has stuck us out on the picket line, as you are all aware, for almost 4 weeks now. So that final offer that just occurred on Monday past, I'm recording this on the Tuesday, I believe. that the bargaining team put that final offer that they could have done effectively September 15th. They're finally putting it forward to a vote. It's important at this time that we understand what the issues are, that it's the same offer, it's the same issues, it's the same concessions that management has been trying to force down our throats since July. It's important that we stand strong now for the future of the students, and we turn it down, at which point two things are going to happen. They're either going to seriously come back to the table and they will bargain our issues, that we will have a collective agreement that we will be able to support, that we will be able to deliver, that we'll be able to address all the major concerns of our bargaining team, or the government will legislate some kind of mediated or arbitrated decision. They will legislate us back to work, leaving these outstanding items for an arbitrator to decide and impose essentially a collective agreement on us. So that's in a nutshell how we've got from the early days of bargaining, how we set our demands, to where we are today. At this point in time, you know how to get a hold of me if you have any questions. I hope I've tried to clarify the process as best as I can for you, but as always, you can reach out to me and I'm able to answer any questions if you've got any.